Kira bawai? Next time no kon chure hai. Oh, okay.
Court for Belize.
You me don't inya?
Yes, sir.
Okay, no de go boat. Kira say ya. Ya kare demi de sirong hala de me de sirong.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Belmopan, Belize. This evening, it's Belize and French Guiana squaring off as the Concacaf Nations League season enters the home stretch and the battle for promotion heats up. French Guiana turned the Group C table on its head last month with an impressive sweep of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. 6 points that took them from the basement to the penthouse. Now they've got their sights set on sewing up first place. However, French Guiana's rise may just serve as inspiration for Belize, who have stumbled but won the reverse fixture and find themselves a mere 3 points behind their guests. So much to play for as we watch to see who will surge across the finish line and take the top prize, a ticket to League A. It is great to have you along at FFB Stadium, Belmopan, Belize. These two teams have seen each other before, and they also know what's at stake going into this as a result of action earlier today. Bermuda downing St. Vincent and the Grenadines by a count of 3-1, and so the table in the group has changed. Bermuda leading the way on 8 points after 5 matches played. French Guiana is next in line now, slipping into second with that result. They are 7 points so far for their 4 games played, 1 back of the new leaders. St. Vincent and the Grenadines sit in third with 6 points, following a third consecutive loss. Belize heads into this one this evening in 4th spot on 4 points, but everything to play for them as they look at these final 2 matches. They could indeed be inspired by what they saw from French Guiana the last round with a couple of victories and 6 points. This situation is certainly fluid with the last couple of matches to be played in this section. Interesting contest ahead between these two. The first time they played, well, that was back on match day 2 in the group, September the 12th, and it was a victory for Belize, 2-0 at French Guiana. Belize with 2 second-half goals, Jordi Polanco in the 64th, and Angelo Capello counting in the 68th minute as they advanced to the victory 2-0 on that day. Zidane Charlec with a second yellow and a red card in the 71st minute for French Guiana, who not only lost the game but finished on 10 men. Teams taking to the playing surface now. You see the visiting side, the second place team as it stands as a result of that earlier game coming in today. French Guiana in their green, the home side with a mix of white and blue. It's not been happy times at home for Belize so far in the competition, with a couple of setbacks as the home team. Meanwhile, French Guiana unbeaten playing away from home with a draw and a victory. All of that history now. We'll see what plays out this evening to set the tone for the final round of matches in this section.
And please remain standing for the national anthem of Belize.
And with that, we are ever closer to the kick between these two sides tonight at FFB Stadium in Belmopan, Belize. Beautiful evening. Temperature cooling off as the sun sets. But the sun far from setting on either of these sides. They're looking forward to getting after it here and seeing if they can get some momentum heading to the finish line in Group C. There is a lot to play for, everything from the possibility of promotion to League A to the difficult possibility of being relegated to League C. There is the visiting side getting set to go to work. Their last match on October the 16th, a significant victory, completing the sweep against St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They were 3-2 victors in that affair. Here's how it looks for Belize this evening as they get set to go for a vital 3 points in their campaign. You see the captain, Everil Trapp, wearing number 18 in that right back position. And Jordi Polanco wearing the number 16, a goal scorer in the victory for Belize against French Guiana back in September. The home 11 in their whites with blue, and their captain making his way to the center of the pitch. The match referee, the person in charge this evening, Jefferson Escobar of Honduras. The other members of the crew, Messrs. Ojeda, Molina, and Matamoros. Take a look at the 11 tasked with getting the 3 points for French Guiana this evening as the final element of the pregame ceremony is looked after. Ludovic Ball, a 37-year-old with the captain's armband. This is the group that Jean-Claude Darcheville has set forth to get it going this evening for French Guiana, who turned their campaign around with those back-to-back victories against St. Vincent and the Grenadines. First 4-1 away, then 3-2 on their home patch. Wearing the number 8, Zidane Charlec. He received 2 yellows and thus a red in the reverse fixture between the teams, but he is back and ready to compete in this one this evening. Belize has reason to be disappointed in some respects about where they are in the standings coming in, but they also can feel good about having won the previous match between the two teams and have enough points to certainly have a say in how things play out over the last couple of games. Great to have you along. The whistle sounds and this vital match is underway from Belmopan. Home side attacking from left to right, comes on the near side for Eldon Renault. He finds Alan Barrias. It will come back to Barrias, who's under pressure, tight marking. French Guiana coming in, having scored 7 times and conceded just 5 in their 4 previous games. And they make their first foray into the attacking third. Eugene Martinez, the defender, wearing number 2 for Belize, plays his club football with Verdes FC, one of a number of players on the roster for this match who play for that club. 5 starters in all, members of Verdes, as the goalkeeper Tillett gets his first touch. Arnold Abelinti, man capable of finishing chances with the attempt on target, and easy stuff for Tillett in the end. Tillett with 13 saves coming into the match, 5th most in League B through the October window. He's capable of giving his team every opportunity to win. Right back into that attacking third, whipped across the 6 as it was played from that left side by Johan Marmot, and that's the kind of play that can pose some serious problems for Belize. Excellent work by Marmot to take the space and play the ball across the box. Crowd settling in on this clear evening. Saw the temperature off the top. Very pleasant for football after a very hot day. And they're going to try and heat it up with their play. Ludovic Ball to the flank. Nicely moved around in the middle of the park as they get their touches and settle in. David Legrand will play it down that left side. They're looking for Marmot, who's had some joy already in that part of the pitch, and we'll see how Belize adjusts. Jerron Maivet, Avril Trapp, Alan Barrias, and Eugene Martinez, the back four in front of Tillett. Two on to try and slow the work of Marmot, and a third comes in to help. And the referee from Honduras, Jefferson Escobar, indicates it'll be ball to Belize. Alan Barrias puts it back into play very quickly out. Belize opened its Nations League campaign with a 2-1 loss to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Nana Mensah was the goal scorer in that game for Belize. Mensah, the oldest League B scorer so far this year at 34 years, 7 months, as a foul is given. The only other home game for Belize so far in 23-24 in the Nations League, a 1-0 setback against Bermuda on an early goal from Kane Critchlow. And there you see Barrias getting his foot tangled up in the feet of Johan Marmot. All kinds of possibilities from this area on the pitch. Tillett organizing how they'll defend. Two-person wall. Plenty of numbers forward here for French Guiana. Thomas Namuth, capable scorer himself, will whip this ball in, and he does to the top of the 6. Nodded away at the defense, not completely cleared. And Belize finds a way to come up with possession, and the foul will slow the transition to the attack. It's a good ball, and there were possibilities there for French Guiana. In the end, handled adeptly by Belize. 5-man midfield for the host nation. Nana Mensah there along with Eldon Renault, Najib Guerra, Jordi Polanco, and the 5th member of that 5, at least on paper to get things started, Gilroy Thurton, with the lone striker as Warren Moss, the 24-year-old with experience playing in the United States. Bit of a stop-start opening to the contest. A lot to play for these teams. It's not a surprise. This would have a knockout competition type feel to the match. Even though the teams know there's another game after this, everything that happens tonight critical to what possibilities remain. Donovan Leon, the 31-year-old with Auxerre, launching the ball into the opposing half. It was a good ball, but difficult to handle for Namuth. And a touch it goes. Marmot, Ayeso, Legrand, and Colino, the back 4 in front of Leon, with the midfield of Namuth, Charlek, and the balls, Ludovic and Loic Ball, as well as Yanni Letar. Arnold Abelintiu, we saw a few moments ago, wearing the number 9 and positioned as the lone striker. You see him on the far left of your screen. Mikhail Colino, who plays for Grand Santi, one of the few players based in French Guiana on the squad. He had the opportunity to put the ball back into play. A number of the players, the vast majority in fact, are based in France. French Guiana, a territorial collectivity of France on the northeast coast of South America, so no surprise that they would have a number of players playing in Europe. It forms the core of their group under Jean-Claude Darcheville. If you missed it, Bermuda downing St. Vincent and the Grenadines 3-1 earlier today. And really establishing what's at stake in this one this evening with that result as Bermuda moved into the top spot in the section. Bermuda scored in the 6th minute. That was canceled out by a St. Vincent and the Grenadines reply in the 34th, but Critchlow counted again for his nation, as he's been able to do with some consistency in the Nations League, and put Bermuda on top 2-1 after 44 minutes. Parfit Williams added one in the 49th to complete the 3-1 scoreline. So one result in the group in, the other to be sorted, and sets the table for a very watchable scenario. There's a turn and on target from Abelinti, who may have had more time than he realized. He turned around and let it go right away. There was space and maybe a couple of more beats to pick a spot. But Abelinti getting himself into a very nice area, stuck under his feet just a little, until it makes the save. Ludovic Bol has it snatched away, played quickly ahead. Belize trying to create something in the opposing half of the field. They did not have a lot of the possession in the game between the two teams previously. Were opportunistic with their offensive efforts in the game, and a good effect in the 2-0 victory. There's no scoring in that one till just past the hour mark. Then they scored twice in 4 minutes. Warren Moss gets it restarted, plays short and takes the return. Really satisfied to be careful, be cautious. Looking to string some passes together. But now we see the teams exchanging turnovers, and that can be very dangerous, as you know, in terms of presenting goal-scoring possibilities. Polanco. He'll be a man they watch very closely after his performance in the reverse fixture, and there's a heavy foul that has Polanco down and needing a moment. Zidane Charlec receiving 2 yellows and sent off in the previous match between the sides. There are 8 other players for French Guiana who have been shown yellow in the competition to date, and there is the coming together, and you can see that Marmot was trying to, I think, pull out of the tackle at the last moment. But because of the way that he came in, he sent Polanco flying. Polanco favoring that right shoulder after tumbling to the turf. And this would be a significant loss for Belize if Polanco is unable to continue. Take another look at it and watch the right shoulder there. As he goes down, he rolls, and as he rolls, he lands on the back of that right shoulder. So they'll take every precaution, and in the meantime, options for David Perez will warm up. Polanco going off in the 12th minute of this match. Jefferson Escobar of Honduras gesturing to get the ball back onto the pitch and get play restarted. So it'll be the 10 men of Belize to take on French Guiana for the moment. And we'll see if a substitution is required. Ball launched down to the edge of the 18. It'll take a bounce harmlessly to Leon. And he distributes to the right side of the back line. Plenty of room to operate for Albert Aieso, 37 years of age. Important veteran presence at the back. 13th minute, awaiting the game's first goal. French Guiana's had the edge in possession. They have been inside the 18 of their opponent and made it known they would be menacing at times with a good ball across the top of the 6 and the spinning shot from Arnold Abolinti. But nothing doing in terms of a score to this point. Possession about 2/3 to French Guiana in the opening dozen minutes. French Guiana playing away from home, 0-0 with Bermuda in their opening match. They were dominant in terms of shots on target in that game, 8-1, but couldn't break through French Guiana. And then the 4-1 win at St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which kick-started their campaign. Thomas Namuth scoring in the 7th, then Arnold Abolinti from the spot in minute 11. Javine Sutherland scored for St. Vincent and the Grenadines to make it 2-1, but before halftime, Loic Ball cashed in to make it a 3-1 game. And then in the second half, Jules Abo in the 81st with the 4th in that 4-1 success, which was then followed by the 3-2 victory. Namuth scoring in that one as well. Now Abolinti into space. He's into the 18. Abolinti with the ball across the top of the 6. And the keeper, Charles Tillett, anticipates well and is able to get things started the other way. And now we have a substitution as Polanco is confirmed as out of the match. Minute 15. So Javon Ramos comes in. Polanco with an apparent shoulder injury coming out. There's Ramos freshly onto the pitch and lashes at one. Maybe not the execution he was looking for, but you like the attitude coming into the game and prepared to try and make a difference. Javon Ramos, the 21-year-old who plays with Northern Virginia, trying to do the Royals as well as his nation proud. The other goal scorer in the 2-0 victory for Belize over French Guiana was Angelo Capello. He's not even in the roster for Belize for this set of matches. So the goal scorers from the previous meetings between the team not available. That was an awkward tumble in the box. And French Guiana wondering if Mr. Escobar might just point to the spot. Let's get another look here. Abolinti knocking it down. You see the speed of Namuth. And there is a coming together. But there won't be a penalty kick as a consequence. Belize with a win, a draw, and 2 losses so far in their campaign. They've scored 4 and conceded the same number. And with a victory in this match, could pull even with French Guiana, 1 point behind Bermuda, heading into the final games in the section, with French Guiana slated to take on Bermuda, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines hosting Belize. With Bermuda on 8 points, they've put themselves into the leadership of the group as a result of their good work today in that win over Bermuda, or excuse me, over St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But a very interesting finish, you would imagine, in store for Group C in League B. Into the 17th minute, Jean David Legrand, one of a couple of players in their 30s for this French Guiana team, which means there's experience in this 11. And playing on the road with so much at stake, they seem very poised. There's a defensive reaction to a turnover that was very important, preventing Belize from advancing. And the player into the tackle needs a moment to regroup, already with a strapped left leg. Yanni Letard, the 25-year-old, gathering himself. Crowd continues to file in. A good atmosphere at FFB Stadium. Terrific evening to take in a match, particularly one of this significance. Just a reminder how special the Nations League is, whether it's League A, B, or C. It means so much in each of these territories and to these member areas of Concacaf. Take a look back at that coming together. You saw the brush, just a brush from Jerron Maivet on the attacker Namuth, and not a lot in it, and that's how the referee saw it. If the goals don't come from the 11 on the pitch at the moment for French Guiana, they have Jules Abo available, and Jules Abo has been a super sub of sorts, as he has 2 goals, both of them coming off the bench in the Nations League this year. That's some time away, we imagine. Barria's protecting the ball, and then the collision. This ball with some promise, curling to the corner of that 6-yard box and nearly presenting an opportunity. Lofted and curling and just reaching for it. They're trying to get a touch of any kind. Gilroy Thurton just didn't work out this time. Now a nice ball back the other way, just about springing the attack down that right side. You have to watch for the pacey in the move. There's pace in the wide areas for French Guiana. Belize able to manage it this time around. 16 teams in all in League B. 4 groups of 4 teams playing home and away round-robin games within their groups during the FIFA windows of September, October, and November. Top team in each group gets promoted to League A for 24-25. The bottom team relegated to Nations League C. So no shortage of elements to follow in the Nation League, whether it's a battle for promotion, the fight against relegation, and of course regional rivalries. Just stretching in there to get an extra touch, drawing the attention of the referee. Yanni Letard. Searching ball over the top. He's trying to hook up with Abelinti. Abelinti will hook it back to the middle of the penalty area. And Belize able to dispatch it. Now they wonder if they've got some room on the counter. That was a bit ambitious. Safely into the hands of Leon. Bit of a press on now in that attacking third from Belize. It's a wide pitch, and French Guiana able to use that to good effect, it would appear. Nice exchange along that touchline, and just a failure to control as Mikhail Colino tried to get forward. Jean-Claude Darcheville, we saw him a moment ago, former striker with pro experience in France, England, Scotland, and Greece. Now orchestrating things from the touchline. French Guiana all time in the Concacaf Nations League. 7 wins, 5 draws, and 4 defeats. These teams have met on 5 occasions, and it's all even. 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. Belize winning the reverse fixture this time out. French Guiana 1-0 winner over Belize in 22-23. The sides also played to a 1-1 draw. Joel Soruco scored in both of those games for French Guiana. Lofted ball, Barrios contested there by Marmot. Belize able to settle it. Martinez played it back, and now it's launched forward. Albert Aieso coolly breaking it up with the head. French Guiana able to control the tempo of the game when they have these types of spells of possession, and they can set you up for those balls into the wide spaces where they pick up the pace and get the defense stretched. It's one of the components of their attack that we've seen. And a few ways of coming at you, and Belize will have to be aware. Charlek draws the crowd and in the end plays it across the touchline, giving possession to Belize. French Guiana now satisfied to get the ball on the deck, looking to use that width again. They get it out wide from Marmot. Marmot hooks it across the box. That was dangerous and just about found something on the other end. French Guiana once again using the wide areas to cause headaches for Belize, and it's a near miss. That's Latar slowing things up and ensuring the counter doesn't get the best of French Guiana after probably the 3rd or 4th danger move from French Guiana, the attacking 3rd. Belize looking to strike a little fear into their opponents at the opposite end. Foot race, the keeper is quick to get there in Leon and sends it into Rosette. Here's that ball right across the top of the 6 a few moments ago, and just failing to find something from French Guiana, or perhaps an own goal, but the kind of work that will give French Guiana confidence and Belize perhaps reason for concern. If you missed it earlier, the 12th minute, Jordi Polanco, a goal scorer in the reverse fixture between these two teams, fell to the turf after a tackle and landed awkwardly on a shoulder and was forced to leave the match. So Javon Ramos has come in as a substitute. And here is that moment that cost Polanco a chance to continue in the game. He went down very heavily on that right shoulder. Excellent work by our crew to tell you the story. Tremendous pictures and sound coming to you from the location in Belmopan, Belize, FFB Stadium. 0-0 so far, nearing the half hour. Assistant referees are Jose Ojeda and Horacio Molina. They're from Nicaragua. Melvin Matamoros is from Honduras, as is the person in charge, Jefferson Escobar. Belize trying to find a way through the midfield. The tackle sends Warren Moss to the pitch. And the foul is given after the coming together with Loic Ball. Barrios able to tidy up after his initial pass wasn't cleanly received. They'll try the other side of the pitch. Only had about a third of the possession so far in the contest, Belize. They'll want to make French Guiana do a little bit more of the work. Not that they aren't capable of absorbing and waiting for a chance on the counter. That certainly is an element of their approach, but it can be draining. Abelinti. Down the right side, they'll take a look. Pressure forces the ball into Belize control. Belize in white, the visitors in their green strip. Second and final meeting of the section between the two sides. They met on September the 12th. That was the 2-0 victory for Belize. To this point, the lone victory for Belize. See the speed and quickness of Johan Marmot, not only used to good effect in attacking, but closing down there and limiting the progress for Belize. Marmot and Gilroy Thurton with a little bit of an exchange. Talked about the Verdes FC content on the Belize team. Their manager, David Perez, is the national team manager, the Spaniard, appointed in January of 2022. Just past the half-hour mark now as it's into the hands of Leon. Nothing to separate the sides. Ludovic Ball. Changing hands into Belize control. Eldon Renault marauding forward. Put the ball into a gap there, but just overcooked it a little. And two not able to link up as a result. Well, I mentioned it's cooled after a hot day today, but that doesn't mean that it's cool. You can see some of the players really perspiring under the conditions. Turf has been known to hold the heat. On the deck, pushed to the right, interrupted. French Guiana now picking up the pace. Abelinti. Loic Ball. Ball very poised on the ball. He'll move it now to Ludovic Ball. Step by step now, they're working towards that 18-yard area. Whipping one towards the penalty spot, just a little too far for Abelinti, but good idea from Johan Marmot. And we've seen him on more than one occasion in this first half. Put balls into dangerous areas and force Belize to react. Lofted ball down the right side, advancing to catch up to it, Alan Barrias. Into the middle of the pitch, Eldon Renault. Crowd roaring with approval. They like the idea of something at the attacking end, but once again on that left side, the connecting pass just missing, and things fizzle a little bit. Juan Ramos again coming into the game as a substitute, maybe still getting a feel for the game. It can be difficult to come in as a sub, in particular so early in the game if you're anticipating the starters to get a lengthy run, particularly somebody like Polanco. Good step there from Yanni Letard. He makes his way to the halfway stripe. Played it out to the left. Ball, Ludovic ball, sending it forward. Bullock ball also in the 11 for French Guiana. Quick touch off to throw another one, and they're trying to get some movement through Ludovic ball. He's unable to advance things on that left side. But with possession restored, they'll just take it back to the keeper, Leon, and start fresh. It's a very comfortable first half so far for French Guiana. They've created the danger. They haven't had to deal with much at all in the way of danger. Been able to manage their energy with the majority of the possession. Into the penalty area, Tillett will come for it. You can see the constant communication going on both sides. From a French Guiana standpoint, just discussing ways to find that final piece as they've been able to advance. They're looking for the key to unlock things at the back there. Pressure like that can pose problems. And now it is turned over in a dangerous area. The shot lost it on target, and punching it up and over, Charles Tillett. Tillett reacting well to that hot shot and steering it aside at the expense of a corner. It was lofted, but there was some pace on it. And Tillett takes care of it, maintaining the 0-0 scoreline for the time being. See what corner kicks tell us in the game. We have not seen one. Here goes one to the back of the 6-yard box. French Guiana satisfied, but the last touch was that of a player from Belize. Here's what set up the chance a moment ago. Green jerseys swarming, and the ball turned over, and that's a good shot. And Tillett well positioned. Jean-David Legrand set now for the in-swinging left footer, high arcing ball, nodded down, second phase, and the keeper Tillett has it once more. Not much on the initial header, and then a scramble to get something to the second one. Tillett wasn't troubled. Tried to work through the wide areas fairly consistently in the contest at this point, French Guiana, but they'll try the middle here, and in doing so, draw the reaction from Everal Trapp, the man with the armband. Whistled for the foul. You see him coming in and closing very quickly on the back of the attacker. And Yanni Letard will handle the set piece. Here's Letard. High in the air, that one's sailing well over the mark. Certainly very ambitious if he's trying for goal from that distance. And Belize will work it from the back. Something that's been difficult for them to do with any consistency. And once again, French Guiana able to get it back under their spell. From the middle of the park and trying from long range, which seems to be a theme over the last little while, Zadine Charlac. Chamois Niortais of France, where he plays. And Charlac not finding the target there. It was a struggle to convert chances to goals for French Guiana at the beginning of this Nations League season. They had that wide edge in shots in the 0-0 draw at Bermuda. And they also had their fair share of the play in the 0-2 reverse to Belize on match day 2. Were held goalless after 2 games, then exploded for 7 in their next 2. The home and home with St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And while they haven't been able to finish just yet, you have seen glimpses of how they could very well find the back of the net. Belize trying to find a way forward till it launches the ball. Into the center circle they go. Some pace now as they get into the opponent's half. Eldon Renault settles, looks at his man one-on-one, tries to get wide. Chance to loft it in, will pause instead. Trying to get inside the penalty area, Warren Moss, and he didn't have a chance to have the ball at his feet for long. French Guiana defending well, and the touch perhaps letting him down some. Alan Barrios called for the foul. Five minutes plus stoppages to go until the halftime break. Trying to change the game. French Guiana looking for the opening goal, and that ball just running a little too strong on the exchange leading up to the penalty area. Charles Tillett will take his time getting it back into play. Two perfect teams, by the way, in League B heading into the day's action, or at least this window's action. Guyana and Nicaragua, 12 points each through 4 matches. The average goals per game, if you're curious, in League B, 3.9. Take a look at the last couple of games for French Guiana. You can see how that could be, that 4-1 and 3-2 back-to-back success versus St. Vincent and the Grenadines. There have been 8 comebacks in matches in League B as well. Top scorer in the league is Omari Glasgow of Guyana. He has 6, again heading into action in the window. Aiso. Letard back to the keeper, Leon. And with the approach that Belize is using, there's no hurry for French Guiana. They seem quite comfortable taking their time and playing from the back and comfortable in possession. That's an important pass, getting past that first layer. Now in the middle third, Abelinti works his way to space. He tried to slot one through that was broken up. And Belize unable to get past that middle third. Now an opportunity into the area, and that was not going to get referee Escobar's attention. Thomas Namuth, a capable scorer, going down relatively easily, and no sanction offered. The Grant, retired. He'll take that space that he's been presented, tried to slide one on an angle out wide. It was actually a very intelligent ball, and maybe the timing wasn't quite right, and then the shoulder from Kalino leads to the foul being called. Not a bad idea at all, and with the right timing, might have allowed some freedom down that right side, even around the corner there for Kalino to get in behind. Martinez. He'll send it sailing high in the night sky to almost to the edge of the penalty area. Cleared comfortably by French Guiana. Now with some speed, they're attacking forward. Again on that left side looking dangerous is Marmot. He holds it up, hooked in, open in front, Abelinti, as he made his way right down the middle. And the flag goes up, but Abelinti trying to time that right, and the ball coming in yet again from that left side. This time from Ludovic Ball. And you feel there's something there for French Guiana. The 45 minutes just about up in this encounter between Belize and French Guiana. No goals to report just yet. So we enter into a minimum of 1 minute of stoppage time, according to Melvin Matamoros of Honduras, that is.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official on the sideline has indicated that there will be a minimum of 1 minute of added time.
And unless something changes dramatically in the remaining seconds, these teams will head to the changing rooms at the interval on even terms, which only whets the appetite for the second half even more with the section standings as they are. Bermuda winning today on top with 8 points. French Guiana next on 7. St. Vincent and the Grenadines with 6. Belize on 4. Tillett comes once again. He's managed his first half very well. The young 22-year-old playing for Port Loyola. And he seems satisfied, understanding the game situation, to hold on. There is the whistle from the referee Jefferson Escobar. These teams will hit the break in a 0-0 draw, the second of 2 meetings between the two teams. It was scoreless after the opening half the first time through, and scoreless once again. Back in September, Belize struck twice in the second half to take the full points. We'll see what unfolds in the second 45 this time as they play at Belmopan and FFB Stadium. After 45 minutes, it's Belize 0, French Guiana 0.
Bawa yan, bring it back.
Sides returning to the pitch at FFB Stadium in Belmopan, Belize. And we are moments away from the start of a vital second half in this Group C matchup in League B. Bermuda winning earlier today against St. Vincent and the Grenadines to take over the group leadership on 8 points. 1 point better than French Guiana, who are playing their game in hand here. St. Vincent and the Grenadines on 6 points, so it's 8-7-6. Bermuda, French Guiana, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, followed by the host for this one, Belize. Belize on 4 points from 4 games. 3 of those points coming from a victory in the reverse fixture between the sides, held back on the 12th of September. That a 2-0 victory for Belize, which featured 2 goals in the second half. One of those goals provided by Jordi Polanco. Polanco suffering what appeared to be a shoulder injury in the first half. Was forced off the pitch in the 12th minute and replaced by Javon Ramos as referee Jefferson Escobar of Honduras gets things underway here in the second half. 0-0 the scoreline. A lot riding on this one. The teams will be back in action on Tuesday. French Guiana hosting Bermuda, which already sets up tantalizingly, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines welcoming in Belize. Second half just underway. Belize winless in its last 2 matches, falling 1-0 against Bermuda and drawing 1-1 with Bermuda in the last window. That's the point in the process where French Guiana really turned things around, winning back-to-back games against St. Vincent and the Grenadines, scoring 7 goals in the process. Belize on the march, showing some pace here, looking to get something started from that right side. And the cross is blocked. Shots were 5-1 in favor of French Guiana in the opening 45, and they held the edge in possession, 61-39. We're wondering about the nature of intent to come from Belize to begin the second half. And now some opportunity in the middle. Looked like an option to the right, and the pass was just critically cut off before Belize broke through. Now some pace to the attack for the guests. French Guiana on that right side. Thomas Namuth capable of scoring. This time looks to find a teammate, and that curling ball just ends up across the byline. But Namuth definitely has the capability. He scored the opening goal in the 4-1 win, that really campaign-turning victory for French Guiana. He scored the opener at St. Vincent and Grenadines back in mid-October, and then scored in the return game between those 2 teams. Scored in the 7th in the first meeting and in the 9th in the second contest. Perhaps it'll take a little longer tonight for him to make an impression, or at least to break through. He's made an impression. Colino high in the air. The left side showed promise in the first half. We'll see if Belize has adjusted tactically. In the meantime, there's just a good individual effort to come and strip the ball away from Loic Ball. Pass ahead interrupted though well, and back under control for French Guiana, looking down the left. We've seen pace there. There's a ball served in high, not dealt with, and Namuth flips it back on this right side. Colino played it centrally. Space in the middle here, perhaps a shot coming from Abelinti. Instead, he'll distribute to his left. That drive is turned away at the defense by Barrios. And some real purpose being shown here for French Guiana. Given the circumstances, there's every reason to show that. Now it's played to the edge of the 6th. Did that go off the byline, or at least across the byline? No, the play allowed to carry on. sent towards the spot there. Belize needing a time or two before clearing it and not fully clearing. Still in that attacking third, French Guiana now starting to find a bit of a rhythm. Maria's trying to break it up, and he will this time. No changes at halftime for either side. And just the Polanco move so far in the game, with Ramos coming in. Marmot on the left, and he has been a handful. '50th minute. Crucial encounter here in League B. Well done to win the ball in the middle part of the park. Nifty move to get it to a teammate. Abelinti tried to turn the corner, and then the advantage fizzled. And the free kick is awarded. Abelinti hands to head. I think he thought maybe he could get in, and he wasn't far from it. See the sporting spirit between Ludovic Ball and Nana Mensah. Veteran players ball, 37, Mensah 34. And this one setting up very, very interestingly for French Guiana. Number of possibilities. Charles Tillett trying to organize to limit the possibilities. Namuth and Ludovic Ball. The options for the free kick. Ball up and over and easily into the hands of Tillett. Enough to deal with the wall, not enough pace to trouble the goalkeeper. Right back to French Guiana though. And on the right, Charlec draws some defenders, played it inside, and then down went Namuth. And the free kicks start to pile up, and the possibilities present themselves. Different forms here early in the second half for French Guiana. Najib Guerra down awkwardly there as his opponent fell on the side of his leg, and you hope it's just something that is temporary and won't stop him from continuing in the match. There's another look, number 17. The left leg was planted as Namuth tumbled over. And they're going to attend to him on that left side. And David Perez might be forced into a second substitution due to injury. Ideally, that is not the case, but boy, there's a real limp there for the number 17, Najib Guerra, not putting much weight at all on it. So now the free kick in a very important spot here, presenting some different things for both sides to think about, and Ludovic Ball with that left foot in a position to cause some problems. The hosts down a defender. Here's Ball lifting it in the penalty area. That's headed. And now they'll look for a clearance. Belize just knocking it outside the 18. Will they have a chance to counter here? They've got some numbers on the move. They can get it out wide, and they have. Warren Moss tried to make a move to the inside. He's got a little bit of help. And down the left side, picking up the speed, Eldon Renault, but just a little heavy on the touch. And it's out for a throw. Little glimpse of something there from Belize, who we've seen on the counter be very effective. particularly in the previous match between the two teams. Now coming into the game, Ander Chi in minute 55 for the injured Najib Guerra. And there will be another change. Horace Avila comes in and Warren Moss gives way. So 2 moves for David Perez in minute 55. One seemingly injury related, the other tactically influenced. And here we go, different look for Belize. Sitting at the bottom of the group on 4 points, they know that the time is now to make something happen.
Number 7, Harris Amela. Coming out is number 8, Warren Moss in the 55th minute.
So Ander Chi is a midfielder celebrating a birthday today. He'd love to be a difference maker on his special day. Horace Avila, a forward. And it wouldn't be surprised to see the manager Perez make some moves in the way of trying to generate something at the attacking end. Ball launched in from the right side, it falls short, it's cut off, and this gives French Guiana a little bit of momentum. Working away from the penalty area, but nicely responded to by Belize. They got some numbers over and took things away from French Guiana as they look to create in transition. Coming up on the hour mark, and that seemed to be the time when things happen the first go around for these teams. So a couple of goals, 4 minutes apart, just past the hour. And at that point, if you're a French Guiana supporter, you're probably very concerned about where this just might go this year. French Guiana opening with a 0-0 draw with Bermuda and then falling to Belize. But a lot of good personnel in the player pool, and they're well managed, and they came out with a purpose against St. Vincent, and the Grenadines took both legs, scoring 7 and conceding 3 along the way. Some good energy over the last few minutes here for Belize. They're going to look to the right. Get a ball into the penalty area. Yes, this has some possibilities, and just off the head of the on-rushing attacker. And the home support enjoying that, looking a little bit like what they've seen from the visitors on several occasions so far this evening. Little confusion, that gets sorted by the referee Escobar. And Belize will begin to build from the back. This has been a hit and miss proposition. And we'll watch as French Guiana sets up to try and limit their ability to move forward. Well, that makes things a lot easier, just playing the ball into the hands of Leon. Donovan Leon with Auxerre in France, now 31 years of age. Hasn't really been troubled in the match. That's a nice exchange. Here's some good movement. Namuth on that right side will send it in. It'll take a bounce right at the feet of his teammate from that left side, the ever dangerous Marmot, and he just couldn't do anything creative with it. Turnover allows Namuth to get going again. He plays it inside to Abelinti. Abelinti will ride the tackle. Ball was to Colino, and then Colino sort of ran himself out of real estate. Bermuda 3, St. Vincent and the Grenadines 1 in the earlier match in this group. Launching Bermuda into the leadership of Group C. Coveted spot in League A on the line for the winner of the group. Barrias to the substitute, Avila. Avila trying to find a way through here. Looks good with the ball at his feet coming into the game. He plays it off to Mensah. Mensah to Martinez. Martinez looked to the right. But once again, possession changes hands, and Belize just trying to find a way to be a little neater, a little tidier. Put something together in that final third. Latar looking to the left. This is promising, coming off that left side to the center of the penalty area, and down goes the attacker. No response from Jefferson Escobar. The referee was well positioned. And instead, the next action is a throw-in for French Guiana. Played quickly by French Guiana, and they lose control. They worked ahead to Belize, and running into a defender and taking a tumble, 30. And we see the first caution of the game. Minute 62. Yellow to Yanni Latar. And that is his second yellow of this Nations League season. Here's some of that attacking threat from French Guiana. You could see the arm of Ludovic Ball in contact with an opponent, but not a lot in that. And once again, it appears that Mr. Escobar has made a good decision in the heat of the moment. Belize without a point in its two home matches. Matches where they're considered the home team. They fell to St. Vincent and the Grenadines 2-1 early in September, and dropped one to Bermuda the middle of last month. French Guiana unbeaten on their travels. This one 0-0, just past the 60-minute mark. Demuth with an overlap to his right, flips it in the middle. Not cleared, taken down by French Guiana. They're in that penalty area. And that one sails softly wide. Johan Marmot, though, has to feel that he's capable of changing the status of this game. He has been in and around the ball from the opening kickoff. In and around that box from the opening kickoff. Tracking back, and it looked like the last touch was on Albert Ayeso. He'll concede the throw in an advanced position for Belize. They have not had a lot of opportunity within the contest to get numbers forward. And after having made a couple of attack-minded changes, you anticipate that here. French Guiana allowing them nothing more than some time on the perimeter and very few passing options. French Guiana with lots to feel good about in the match. They've appeared comfortable in possession. They've changed their approach from time to time and from attacking point of view to make things difficult for Belize. When they lose possession, they've been able to get it back fairly quickly, and times that they've been in that defending third, they've kept it simple. Here's Abolinti looking for something from long range, and he scuffs it just wide. Abolinti, a real threat, and a guy who demands a lot of himself. You can tell by his reactions. Of course, regardless of all the stats and things you can observe that seem to favor French Guiana, with the time ticking away here, one moment of magic could very much change things for Belize. Yanni Letard. No changes yet for Jean-Claude Darcheville. Starting 11 remaining in action. Till it will take, and Belize will look to move the length of the pitch. Ramos, first of the subs coming into the game, that due to the injury to Jordi Polanco back in minute 12. Polanco, a goal getter for Belize in the reverse encounter. Took a heavy fall early in the game and was not able to continue. Seemed to be favoring his right shoulder. Barrios the throw in. One-on-one battle on that right side. There's good pace here, making the move. Thurton has some options. He'll take it himself, and it sails high. Excellent burst of speed there from Gilroy Thurton. He did well to win the one-on-one battle. Couldn't find a way to test the keeper, Leon. That got the fans to the edge of their seats. Referee Escobar didn't like the position from where that throw-in was taken. They'll do that again. Belize trying to find a way out. They can't do so. In fact, they give the ball up. French Guiana returning the favor this time. And what will Belize do with it? The substitute Avila can't get anywhere. French Guiana to the right side, Namuth. Abolinti making himself available to the right. They'll look to the left. Some good one-on-one defending there and good compete from Ander Chi. Ball's out of play and we get a pause. We pause in this case for the first substitution of the game for French Guiana. Leaving the game, Thomas Namuth, who's been very active and pacey down that wing, posing problems. Coming in, Evelyn Nozil. This in the 69th minute. Nozila forward. Coming in for the midfielder, Namuth. who was getting into advanced positions on a pretty regular basis. Back underway, and here comes French Guiana, moving to the edge of the box. Spread out wide and quickly to it, getting into the game. Nozil, who sent that to the edge of the 6. Belize able to deal with it, and there's some space now on that right side. Electing not to pick up the pace, letting the support come into it. And there, an errant pass. This will pose some problems. Abelinti is free. Abelinti, and the save by Tillett. Charles Tillett very quickly off his line and makes a vital save off the ever dangerous Abelinti. Buoyed by that, Belize gets forward. From the right, ball sent into the penalty area, trying to catch up to it, looking to track it down was Eldon Renault. And not this time. Boy, what a good save that was, and a good chance. Abelinti barging in to pick it up. He does well. He thinks he's got a corner, and Tillett comes quickly off the line to make the block. Right back to it, French Guiana. Abelinti right back to it. Abelinti! And Tillett once again closes the door, and Abelinti could hardly believe it. He's getting himself into some excellent positions and just hasn't found the scoring touch. But those are warning shots, definitely warning signs for Belize. You tip your cap to Tillett, but you don't want your keeper to have to work like that when you're trying to win a vital game. Remember, yes, promotion to League A available, but relegation to League C a possibility. Bermuda on 8, French Guiana on 7, St. Vincent the Grenadines 6, Belize 4 so far. And there's some contact. Zidane Charlec conceding the foul. And a warning from Jefferson Escobar. A couple of changes now coming for David Perez and Belize. Not much doubt about it. Remember, Charlec was sent off the first time these two teams met after a couple of yellows. There haven't been a lot of opportunities of this nature in the contest. There is an important save from Charles Tillett. And speaking of rare opportunities, here is something rare for Belize over the first 72 minutes. Eldon Renault curls one. It was pacey, but it was wild, and no trouble at all for Leon and French Guiana. Safety first defending there for Belize, buying a little time to get people back. French Guiana not hurrying to get the ball back into play. Play tight along that left touch line, and now finally breaking loose. French Guiana, play allowed to carry on with the advantage. And Belize winning the ball back. Now trying to make something happen. Horace Avila marauding forward, and his touch lets him down, but only after a foul was recognized, and we've got substitutions coming, the final ones for the host nation. Alan Barrias will be making his way off his race run. Norman Anderson will be making his way in for Barrias. Anderson also a defender. And the final roll of the dice for Mr. Perez. Everell Trapp, the captain, leaving the pitch. And entering the fray, number 4, Deshaun Nemhard. Plies his trade in South Georgia. Here's the sequence from just a moment ago, and some thought there might be a handball given in that situation. Instead, restart for French Guiana. So Nemhard and Anderson come in, replacing Barrios and Trapp. Five changes made, 2 related to injury for Perez. Just the 1 change so far for French Guiana. The last little while, we've seen more and more of Belize and the French Guiana half, and making their way in and around the 18-yard box. They're looking to try and find ways now to test the goalkeeper, Leon. Haven't been able to do that the way that their opponents have, and here they go looking for more. Nozil, a substitute, stopped as he got his momentum going. Renault a little isolated here, waiting for some reinforcements. The ball along the touchline. And effective from French Guiana, just isolating the player and eventually earning the ball back. About 14 minutes of the 90 remain, then stoppages to follow. Crucial period in the Nations League campaign for both of these sides. Down the right side, Anderchi, one of the substitutes, plays it out to his right, is whipped in and diving out to take control as Leon. The veteran goalkeeper well aware and then distributes very efficiently. Options either side. This one sprayed out to the left. Aggressive in the tackle. It's throw in to French Guiana. As the table stands now, it would be Bermuda on 8, French Guiana on 8, St. Vincent and the Grenadines 6, and Belize 5. That's a live table representation of where we are at the moment. It's all to play for down the stretch here in Group C. Nozil. Charlek. Ludovic ball. Back for Ludovic ball. He's got some pace. He rounds one defender, puts the ball centrally just in behind the attacking forward. Now another opportunity. That is sailed over the top by Yveline Nozil, and Nozil may rue that. Found himself in a very good position there and didn't execute the technique the way he would have liked. Well, this kind of thing really gets people off balance. That was clever from Nozil. Just didn't get the shot that he would have liked. You get the feeling there is a goal in this game. Who will strike for it? French Guiana's got a little bit of pace here. They had Abelinti, but just couldn't find him, and instead it's in the safe hands of Tillett, who has looked very poised and very capable in this game. Just 22 years of age, Charles Tillett. 10's goal for Port Laola in Belize. Shot stand at 11-3 for French Guiana. Possession a little more even in this second half, and it's 56-44 for the team with the ball now, and they're looking to break through. Nozil pausing, drawing some defenders, plays the ball off. Colino let one fly. He was looking for a teammate centrally, and it went off the defender. As we reach the 80th minute in the 5th match of 6 in the group stage. Horace Avila needing a moment, and in the meantime, we'll see the end of the evening for Arnold Abelinti, who had chances aplenty and just couldn't find a way to break through. Abelinti will feel good on the one hand about the number of times he got himself into scoring position, feel frustrated on the other hand about the number of times he got himself into the spots but just couldn't find a way to get it in behind the keeper Tillett. So Abelinti makes way, and entering the match is the number 11, Joel Saruco, who is a proven scorer on a number of levels, and in particular in this competition. Saruco with 5 goals in Concacaf Nations League play. He's French Guiana's record scorer in the competition. Could be a critical set piece here. Ludovic Ball, 37 years of age, still plying his trade in France. Got that nice left foot. He puts one curling towards the edge of the 6, and there's Tillett once more. Continues to make it look straightforward. Belize with the ball, hoisting it high in the air, trying to deal with it at the back. French Guiana just pushing it towards the touch line, and they'll get a little bit of good fortune there as it will make its way out off a Belize player. That was Jovan Ramos with the final touch.
The total attendance for today's match is 468. We want to thank you to all fans who attended 2022-24 Concacaf Nations League.
Ludovic Ball has to be aware of the time, has to be aware of the situation. Wants to find a way to help his team. Over the top, Saruco couldn't catch up with it till it does. Jean Saruco plays with Geldar de Kourou in France. And one of those players that just seems to have the touch you need. And in those key situations, that's the assignment here from Jean-Claude Darcheville, who knows the role. On to the right, Nozil, he'll play it off. Colino looked to get it out in front. And that was cut off at the last instant, coming across to Sean Nemart. Nice ball here. And getting his head up, trying to find something out in front was Colino. Not this time, but they do earn the chance to create from the corner. Might this be the moment that they have been waiting for? French Guiana sending it in. It's high in the air, curling towards the back of the 6th. There's a battle in the air, and in the end, the final touch is off a player in green, much to the dismay of Saruco. Belize transitioning to the attacking third. That ball on the right, and it's scuffed as it's attempted to find a teammate in the middle. French Guiana trying to clear. Not this time. Not so far yet. To the middle of the pitch. Ramos, he'll send it high in the air. And that troubles no one. Really getting down to it now. Minute 85 of this match. The 5th of 6th in the group in League B. French Guiana will know that they've had the edge in possession, the edge in shots, the shots on target. But there is nothing to separate these teams, and as it stands now, each would take a single point. Here's a chance. Tillett a bit late arriving, but does very well to read the circumstance and is able to wrap it up. Is there some late drama in this one between these two? Took them more than an hour to find a goal in their first meeting. We're well past that now. Now you get the feeling if there is a goal, it could be a match winner. People in the technical area, they put so much time and effort in, and when it comes down to these critical moments, they want to make a difference. They want to try and help their team over the top. Nozil working there against Jerron Maivet. Nozil able to work the ball forward. There's not a lot of numbers there, but there is an option to the left. If Saruko can get it there, he is unable to do that. Tillett looking for something on the right. Second phase, it will fall for Belize, but then good work there to take it away, French Guiana. On the right, some space here, getting back a defender with a touch. Nozil has it though. Nozil again, quick to get to the middle, and once more the shot just eludes him. Previously sending it high, this time scuttling it along the surface. Some desperation defending, getting the job done. Quickness still on the right for Colino. Colino puts it centrally. It gets knocked down. Where will it go from here? Charlec to the left. Crossed in from there. Tillett comes for it. Had a challenge getting there. Got a touch. Still going in the penalty area. And referee Escobar of Honduras saw something in the penalty area that led to Jerron Maivet taking a tumble and stopped the play right there. French Guiana started its schedule with a 0-0 affair, that against Bermuda, an away game. Belize is yet to play a 0 draw. Belize keeping one clean sheet so far. It was in the reverse fixture between the teams. As we're inside the final 90 seconds of the 90 minutes. French Guiana into the center circle. A little bit of pace here. Nothing happening on the right. They'll look left. That ball kept in play. Now it's sent into the area. Saruko can't get there, nodded away from him. Doing a nice job to win that was Jerron Maivet, the 28-year-old, one of those Verdes FC players. There it is again as the 11s come together, and you saw as he landed, Maiva, it looked like he was favoring one of his legs. That'll happen sometimes late on in a match. Now, the legs have a different feel to them and they react to the playing surface differently, but it looks all right. Belize has lost a couple of players due to injury in the game, including Jordi Polanco, who scored in the first game between these teams. Here's a change in possession. French Guiana now trying to make the most of the moment. They know the chances may not be plentiful with the amount of time remaining. Maivet puts it on the right side. Kalino, he looks to the middle, gets it there. It's headed away. Lands at the feet of the Classy Ludovic ball. Plays it off, comes back towards ball. Stripped from him. 4 minutes, a minimum of 4 minutes to be played beyond the 90. Fourth official indicating that. Here is a searching ball, chested down with poise by Leon. And now well outside the penalty area, he'll just belt it forward down that left side. Mensah, difficult pass to deal with, but it was managed effectively. Ramos into the middle with the ball. Options either side. Belize looking to manufacture something in the dying moments of the game. Thurton. And now back to the middle of the park. At the feet of Renault. Renault with that right foot deflects off the defender. Leon comes for it and is there well ahead of the threat from Belize. 90 seconds into the minimum of 4 minutes of time to be added. Shot attempts 15-4 favoring French Guiana. Possession 55-45 favoring the visitors. But here we are at 0-0. Back at the feet of Leon. Long clearance handled at the back line. But French Guiana taking up possession once again, and here they come. Charlec, Nozil. Nozil with a one-on-one bit of skill, and now he will let that shot go, and once more, the shot is wanting. He's shown an ability to get free over there and some technique to make space, but the finishing touch has been lacking from Yvelin Nozil. Ball was played with a lot of pace and height down the right side, and Belize unable to maintain control, so it goes back to French Guiana. They know the significance of the moment. If it ends like this, they're tied for top spot with Bermuda, going into the last match day contest between the two sides. And that tie would be atop of the group table. Belize would be on 5 points, 1 point separate from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Player down and needing a moment. Looks like Javon Ramos, who's been shaken up. And there's also a French Guiana player struggling. All this as we get close to the completion of the 4 minutes of stoppage time. It's been a difficult game physically for Belize. A couple of players shaken up, 2 of them having to leave the game as a result. Well, you can see the wear and tear of the evening on the faces of some of the participants. It has been a cooler evening, but at the end of a hot day. Nozil getting up in some discomfort. A lot of stress on these players given the circumstance in the group. Very competitive contest. We are through the 4 minutes. There will be some added on given what we've seen. Well, that'll be at the discretion of Jefferson Escobar of Honduras. Deshaun Nemhard descended back into the flow of things to the edge of the 18. They're looking for some late magic. Played from the right into the middle. Now it'll come back on that right side. Sent towards the goal, getting attached to it, Leon. He had to be very careful there, and now it'll be a corner kick for Belize with the seconds at a minimum, you would think, remaining in the contest. Eldon Renault coming over to try and provide the service needed for a match winner. Mass of bodies in the area, whipped in, the header on target, and it's in! It's in the back of the net! It's a stoppage time goal from Belize! What a spectacular finish to this hard-fought match. Remarkable. Just when it seemed they would finish the game on the bottom of the table and possibly fearing relegation to League C, Belize has knotted in a goal from a corner kick. Eugene Martinez. Powerful force in that box, and he found a way to get it by Donovan Leon. What a sensational ending to the contest if you're a neutral, and certainly if you're supporting Belize. French Guiana with so many things to feel positive about from the match, but they had not been able to turn chances into goals, and they trail by 1 with the game virtually over here. 90+6 for Eugene Martinez, and there it is. It's the final whistle and confirmation of a remarkable result. Belize 1 and French Guiana 0. At the death, virtually the last touch of the game. A superb performance from Charles Tillett, laying the foundation. And with it 0-0 deep in stoppage time, Eugene Martinez provides the winner, and now Bermuda leads on 8. French Guiana and Belize each on 7. St. Vincent and the Grenadines 6, with 1 match to go. French Guiana and Bermuda squaring off. Belize and St. Vincent and the Grenadines meeting up in games on Tuesday. What a remarkable end to a powerful day here in Group C. Bermuda a 3-1 winner earlier against St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And Belize with the stunning success on home turf here with Eugene Martinez, the hero, with that critical touch deep into stoppage time.